Libra, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to jump right in and get your current energy. What's influencing you? What do you need to focus on? So I'm feeling a tingling here. So let's see what messages come through. Tell me about your past. Your strength. Your near future. What else do you need to know? What else is influencing this? Hopes or fears? And your potential outcome? And this reading is going to be available on TikTok at Tarot with Michelle and on YouTube and Rumble, Tarot and Astrology with Michelle. And if you're interested in learning tarot from me, my website will be in the description box below. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I've got the King of Cups coming through. So the King of Cups, a lot of emotional growth and maturity. And it feels like that's exactly where you are. I'm getting a lot of emotional energy coming out of this, but I'm also getting a lot of stability too. And so here, that's exactly how I would describe this King of Cups. Somebody who is emotionally grounded, emotionally mature, understands the reality of people and interacting with people, that nothing is ever perfect. That kind of mentality and emotional just approach to life. A lot of emotional growth coming through. In your current energy, I'm getting the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is long-term happiness, usually with another person. It is a marriage card. And I've got the Six of Pentacles here influencing it. The Six of Pentacles is a card of generosity. So it feels like you're giving a lot to your family, to a loving relationship, could be a marriage, or it could be just your family in general. But I'm getting the sense here, the way that you're giving into a loving situation, a nurturing situation, really speaks to that King of Cups energy. It's you pouring yourself in. In what you need to focus on, I'm getting the Empress. So it's Venus energy. It's your ruler here showing up in what you need to focus on. There's a lot of balance, alignment, and what you love and value that's coming through. Could also be relationships because it is Venus and Venus rules relationships here. But I'm getting the sense there's a lot of alignment, balance. When I look at the past, I'm getting the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior. And so I'm actually not picking up the wound at all anymore. It feels like you worked on this because I'm not getting this at all in the rest of the reading. So there's something about your emotional growth here coming from a wounded place that's allowing you to really take a different approach when it comes to people in this situation, pouring yourself into a relationship or just some sort of family dynamic here. Six of Cups is showing up in your strength position. That Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. I'm actually getting more alignment with this. There's something with the Six of Cups. So it is connected to your past. It might be reviving a past happiness or approaching happiness in a different way. I'm getting a sense here of like holding on to the good memories from the past, bringing them forward, and recognizing that as you grow, the love and affection you feel for other people or the way that you express yourself and feel everything, it's going to be different. It's only going to improve as time goes on. That's what I'm getting here with the Six of Cups. In the near future, I'm getting the Hierophant. So another marriage card coming through. It's Taurus energy, very grounded and stable. When I look at the external influences here, I do have the Seven of Cups showing up, as well as the Justice, your card, with the Knight of Cups. And so the way that this is coming through, it feels like opportunities are opening up for you. You're starting to really understand what it means to work through things emotionally, what it really means to heal from a situation, because this can be that emotionally overwhelming energy. And it feels like that is connected to this Nine of Wands here in the past, something that you needed to work through and identify, okay, what emotions belong to me? How do I address everything here? How do I clear it all up? How do I work through this? It feels like you did. It feels like you did. I'm actually not picking up the process of you healing other than the work was done, because it feels like you're in a much better place now. I'm not picking up that kind of, all of a sudden we go from a wound to completely healed. And so everything in between is not really coming through in this reading. But what I am getting a sense here is that everything is leveling out. Everything is balancing out just the way that you would want it to, so that you can go after something here that you want with that Justice and the Knight of Cups. Showing up here in your hopes or fears is the Devil energy. And so the Devil energy is a fear. I'm getting rejection, a fear of rejection. But it's connected to the wound here in the past. There may be something here, just residual, top of mind, something that you're afraid is going to repeat itself, because the devil can be a repeating pattern. And it feels like finding yourself back into a negative situation that had you putting your guard up, needing to heal from something here in the past. It's a fear that this is going to repeat, that you're going to fall back into an old cycle. I don't get the sense that you will, but the fear is there. And then showing up here in your potential outcome, I'm getting the Lovers. And so the Lovers, it's Gemini energy. It is about the choices that you make. And I'm getting this kind of mirroring of reflection. So there's something about the mirroring here that's really speaking to me. The energy that you put out, all this love and affection that you're pouring into other people, looks like a relationship here specifically. Everything that you're pouring into this other person and the connection, it feels like it's going to come back to you. That everything that you're putting in, you're going to get out of it. And that's the mirroring that I'm picking up here with this Gemini energy. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. Tell me about the Ten of Cups here with the Six of Pentacles. Five of Swords, resolving a conflict. If the wound was connected to a conflict, that has been resolved. I'm getting that very clearly. Something here was resolved. The healing, the working through a situation. Tell me about the Empress. Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man's about seeing things from a different point of view. And it feels like you're looking at relationships, you're looking at love, and just everything here from a different point of view. What I'm really drawn to is that these are very different decks. You can see it by the imagery, but I'm getting very similar colors on the cards from them. So there's something here that is balancing out, because you're able to see things from that high level point of view. This is connected to your emotional growth, that King of Cups energy at the bottom of the deck. It's allowing you to interact with people better than you have before. It's a lot of cards, but we'll take it. So clarifying this Nine of Wands here in the past, the Wounded Warrior. I am getting the Sun, Leo energy, so illuminating the wound. Temperance, balancing out the wound, Sagittarius. And the King of Pentacles here. So you dedicated a lot of time and a lot of effort into working through whatever this was. The King of Pentacles is focused on long-term success and stability. And that's exactly what I'm picking up here. This kind of, it's connected to the King of Cups, King of Pentacles. I'm getting very similar energy, where you focused on what really mattered, and you focused on stabilizing, working through an issue so that you're in a much better place. And it feels like you are. But part of that growth is about seeing things from a different point of view. And that is a skill you're going to take forward with you. Tell me about the Six of Cups. Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands, you have a lot of marriage cards showing up here. So I'm definitely picking up you in connection to another person, a very significant relationship. If you're not married, it would be something similar, or a relationship heading towards marriage. But here with the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands, there's something about learning from past lessons, restoring some sort of happiness and balance in a relationship. And it feels like that's exactly what you're doing. That's your strength. It's taking it back to that place, not overreacting, not letting this get to one extreme or the other. It's finding a way to kind of level it out and focus on what really matters before it gets to that level. That's the lesson that you've been picking up. Tell me about the Hierophant. Ace of Wands, new beginning. A very strong, energetic new beginning. Lots of motivation to go about things differently, take some sort of action here. It feels like initiating a change, or it's like opening up a line of communication, but it's in a different way. There's something about this being different this time around that is definitely coming through. Tell me about the Seven of Cups. Justice. Yeah, balancing everything out. I love it. You're out here twice, putting you back in your own power here. Tell me about the Justice with the Knight of Cups. The Moon, emotional alignment, emotional balance. It all speaks to that King of Cups. You've undergone a serious kind of leveling up energy where you have gone through emotional growth. It's allowing you to really see this relationship differently, approach it differently, resolve any kind of existing conflict, and then move forward in a way that is more in alignment with what you want and with the skills that you're kind of carrying with you, being able to see things differently, trying a different approach here. This is going to bode well for you in the future because you're not going to fall back into an old pattern. You've made sure that you're going to start responding differently. You're going to see things differently. So the response is going to follow. Tell me about the Devil. Lovers. So strong soulmate energy coming out here with that Lovers out here twice, lots of marriage cards. And so it's a fear of getting trapped in a cage in a relationship. And it's an old cycle that you don't want to go back to. It's that limiting behavior, any kind of limitations, whatever led to a conflict in the past or this wound here in the past that needed to be resolved. This is something that you're afraid is going to happen again. But I'm also getting it from the sense that you're so afraid that it's going to happen again that you're doing everything possible to make sure it doesn't. That's what I'm getting. That's the growth that you've been going through. Tell me about the Lovers. Tower, a sudden breakthrough or a realization here. Let me see if I can get a little bit of guidance here. What is the Tower? So what the Tower does is it clears a path for you. It removes any kind of blocks, barriers, challenges, obstacles, anything that is just in the way of your happiness. I've got the Ace of Swords coming through. So it feels like if there's a relationship here that's been on the rocks and now you really want to work on the relationship, move the relationship forward, this feels like a very clear opportunity for that to happen. The Ace of Swords is saying open up the lines of the communication here. Take whatever action here with the Ace of Wands. Opening up the communication is going to help. I'm also getting this kind of clearing the path here with that Tower. Judgment showing up. So judgment is a resurrection or a rebirth of the relationship itself. It's based on all the action here. Strength card. It's going to require a lot of inner strength because you may have to undo some existing patterns, and that may take some time. You would have done the initial healing, but it's kind of the reminder so that if things start going down a bad path or whatever the case is, that you just don't fall back into an old pattern. So it's going to be that constant reminder to yourself to not go back into an old way of responding to things. But everything here is showing up to be really positive. Even the Tower is coming through in a really positive way. So Libra, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.